Joining us tonight is Donald Trump Jr., Executive Vice President of the Trump Organization. And Donald, it's great to have you with us. Great to see you.
Great to be with you, Lou. How are you?
Your father. I'm great. Thank you very much. I watched your father yesterday in the press conference, and I have to say, the man has the patience of a saint. And those reporters, when he said that, the way he reacted was entirely appropriate. Disgust was the only thing. I think anyone who expects the President of the United States to be respected, even by, of course, august journalists in the White House press corps, had to be just furious at that conduct. Your thoughts as you watch that president, your father, being treated that way?
Well, honestly, I was disgusted as well, Lou. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. It's, they get an answer to a question. And it tells them, ask China where it all came from, where it literally started, where they lied about it. And then apparently the reporter's Asian, so she says, well, why are you asking me that? Yeah, the race baiting from this media to try to turn literally anything into a racial issue is just absolutely disgusting, and they should be ashamed of themselves. What it does, Lou, is the reality is in this world, racism is still a real issue. It's just not the answer to every issue. It's not the excuse. It's the easy button of the political left. And the problem is that minimizes those who are actually affected by it, which is certainly not someone in the White House press pool or this. It's not that person. And so to try to turn everything about that diminishes the effect of real raises on people who are actually afflicted by it here and everywhere else in the world. It's a shame. People now hear it when it's thrown out there, and they roll their eyes and they say, oh, here we go again. It's obviously racist. And that's a real disservice to those who are actually affected by it. And I guarantee you that reporter is not. But the fact that she has to try to make it such, to try to get her, Jim Acosta-style moment to shine and to speak truth to power and all the other nonsense that we've heard from them with their lies that they refuse to acknowledge, that they refuse to accept, that there's been absolutely zero accountability for across the entire media spectrum after peddling the Russia hoax for 3 years, tells you all you need to know about today's mainstream media, Lou. They are a broken, partisan institution, and that's it. Media as we know it is dead.
And when you use the expression, speaking truth to power, Don, all I can think of is power. Let's see. CNN is owned by AT&T. CBS, a large corporation in its own right. ABC News, they're just a little piece of that giant Disney corporation. And the list goes on and on. These are massive corporations represented by Lilliputians sitting in front of the president, trying to act like they are somehow qualified, either by knowledge or wit, to contend with him and debate with him rather than report on him. It is just stunning, it's laughable, and it is pathetic to witness this day in and day out.
They're not interested in reporting the news anymore. They are literally just the marketing wing of the far left portion of the DNC. That is what they are. They have no interest in getting to the bottom of the truth. We've seen that over the last few years, whether that's Russia or more recently as it relates to Michael Flynn. When anything doesn't break their way, it's the outrage. It's inconceivable. The outrage just comes from them. They have no interest in truth or justice. They have an interest in pushing their leftist agenda. I have to believe that real hardworking Americans see through it at this point. If they don't, they better open their eyes soon because it's flagrant and it's disgusting.
It is all of that and sometimes even more. Don, how are you feeling about the president's campaign? Where does he stand right now? How confident are you that the American people will do the right thing and sign him up for another 4 years to restore all that has been taken away by a virus?
Well, that's the reality. I mean, people have a choice in November. They can choose the guy who built the greatest economy America has known in modern times, if not period, ever, or they can choose a 50-year career bureaucrat whose accomplishment you cannot name one. Joe Biden has been on the record saying that China is our friend. They're not real competition to us. Now, that's easy because Hunter Biden took $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. For those who are watching, that's Fox Business, right? They recognize in a typical 2 and 20 fund structure, that's $30 million in fees every year to the Biden family. That's a lot of incentive to not push back on China. So I want the guy who built the greatest economy America's ever known. I want the guy who did that despite a media that's against him, despite ongoing multiple versions of attacks, whether it was Russia, impeachment, all the nonsense that has gone on. He did all of those things despite that onslaught, and more importantly, despite everyone saying it could not be done. Donald Trump is the builder. Donald Trump is the guy that can get this done. Donald Trump is the guy that will make the tough decisions to get us there. Don't forget, in their revisionist history, the media is conveniently forgetting that the single most important thing we could have done to prevent the pandemic and flatten the curve was shut down travel from China. He was able to do that. He was willing to do that. And Joe Biden and all the weaklings on their side, oh, it's racist, it's premature, it's too soon, it's too aggressive.
The last thing I ever want to do is cut you short. Thanks for being with us. Come back soon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.